All right.
Yo.
Coming to you from Philly. It's the #1 rated Paulie and Tony Fusco Show.
Yo.
As always, Paulie Fusco here with Tony Fusco with Tony.
Yo.
Huge show today.
Let's go.
You know, of course, we're going to talk about this World Series, which is so terrible.
Oh.
Makes the new Joker movie look watchable.
Exactly, bro.
And what's even worse is the media coverage about it. We're going to tell you why the media is just totally dropping the ball here. But,
they did.
You know, there has been one bright spot, Tony. Those two brave Yankees fans who ripped the ball out of Mookie Betts' glove. We're going to send a very special, heartfelt message to them.
Nobody has ever represented the Yankees better.
Yup. And to discuss all this, we're going to bring on the host of a rival podcast, Tony. I mean, that's not really a rivalry since we crush him in the ratings like a bug.
Exactly.
But he's trying. Anyway, host of Yankees Unloaded, Gary Sheffield Jr.
Okay.
And, you know, by the way, you may have noticed if you were paying close attention, we didn't say we're live up top like we normally do. Maybe they caught it. And, well, this might be complicated for you at home there to understand, but right now it's Wednesday afternoon, okay? It's not the time that you are currently watching the show, okay?
We're live, but not live. You
exactly. Know? Me and Tony, see, we're live now as we record this. But we are not live as you're watching.
Exactly.
And see, the reason is because tonight we wanted to be watching the game. And, of course, we're talking about the Sixers-Pistons, not the World Series, because that's over. Nobody cares.
The Yankees have as much chance of coming back as Vanilla Ice, you know, which is regrettable since I would love to see Vanilla Ice make a comeback.
And so would I, Tony. But, anyway, all right, we'd love to talk about that. But, you know, we got so much to get to, MLB, NFL. So let's get right into our top story.
Top story.
All right, first out the gate, you know, up until today, there was no reason to talk about this garbage World Series that nobody cares about. But there is one bright spot, Tony. Of course, we need to take time to honor two brave men, heroes, Yankee fans, Austin Capobianco and John Peter.
So brave.
Who finally made this series something worth watching when, like true Yankees, they yanked the ball out of Mookie Betts' glove and then got unfairly tossed from the game. But, Tony, we'd like to send a message to them, don't we?
Yes, we want to tell those two brave Yankees fans that they are more than welcome to come be Phillies fans since they clearly won't be allowed in Yankee Stadium anymore or likely anywhere outside of a state prison for the next 2 to 4 years. However, when they are granted parole, we would officially like to offer them front row seats to all Phillies games right along the first base line so they can interfere with the other teams as much as they want. If they want to, you know, choke them as they reach for fly balls or maybe throw another ball at them to confuse them, we would love to have them.
It would truly be an honor. So wherever you are, Austin and John, whether you're sitting at home or currently at your deposition, please contact the show to claim your free tickets. And, by the way, talking about tickets, Tony, you know, you see what tickets cost at Yankee Stadium.
Unbelievable.
$4,000, $5,000 a pop.
You kidding?
If that's the price, then you should be able to harass and potentially harm the opposing players at the very least.
Yeah, that's all part of the fan experience. For that money, you should be able to assault at least one of the outfielders. And they should give you complimentary projectiles to throw at the outfielders too. You know, as you walk in, they give you Yankees branded projectiles like bottles, rocks, batteries, you know, to hurl at the players. That should be baked into the ticket price.
Just terrific business analysis there, Tony. And, you know, meanwhile, as bad as the series has been, the media coverage has been even more piss poor. I mean, you know, people are so focused on these questions like what happened to the Yankees? What's going on with Judge? Who's going to win?
Who cares?
Nobody cares. All the wrong questions. The questions we should be asking, Tony, is did Shohei Ohtani's now fired interpreter place a futures bet on the Dodgers to win the series?
Totally. Because if that guy placed that bet, then everyone out there owes him an apology because that was a great bet. I mean, if I'm the judge, then I'm setting him free tomorrow, you know, and probably taking him straight to Bally's.
You have to, Tony, of course.
Yeah,
I mean,
you have
come
to.
on. Anyway, let's move on to the NFL. People, they're still yapping about that Jaden Daniels Hail Mary. Some people even calling it a miracle. People, if you think it's a miracle, then you'll think God was responsible.
Exactly.
So if that's the case, well, there, put up his stats. We got to take those 52 yards and that touchdown off Jaden's stat sheet and give it to God. There, we
absolutely. And even if you don't believe that, then just look at the hard numbers. People say Jaden Daniels had a great game. You can't measure a QB by their last game.
No.
You have to measure them by their last 2 games.
Yep.
And when you average in his performance from the previous week against the Panthers, where he only threw for a dismal 6 yards, he's one of the worst QBs in the league.
Absolutely. What?
Hold on.
What are you talking? Why are you interrupting?
He got injured in the first quarter against the Panthers. That's why his numbers were so low. You can't count that.
Well, you know what I can count? The stab wounds they're going to find on your body.
Yeah, you want to see a low number? Go take an IQ test.
They're talking and interrupting the show.
Shut up.
And,
that's it.
Right,
let's keep going.
Let's not let him distract us. All right,
No,
stay in
let's
the
go.
NFC. It just gets worse for the Cowboys and Dak Prescott. He's statistically having the worst season of his career. And, well, that's why it's time right now in the show for an original segment that we came up with ourselves. Okay, here we go. Hit that sounder. It's time for Blind Resume.
Blind Resume.
Okay, Tony, let's break this down for the audience because, it might be too complicated for them to understand. There we go.
Exactly.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell Tony Dak's stats through week 8 of the season. And Tony is going to have to guess which QB had the exact same stats through week 8. Okay,
Let's
Tony,
see.
here we go. All right. Dak currently has 10 touchdowns, 8 interceptions.
Okay.
And here's the most important stat for a QB, rush yards. He only has 24. All right, Tony, which quarterback had the exact same stats?
Oh, that's an easy one. It's got to be Danny Cannell in 1998.
Boom, there it is.
Yeah.
Danny Cannell, 1998, the shittiest QB in Giants history, makes Daniel Jones look like Phil Sims.
Yeah, he does.
Great work, Tony. No surprise there.
That's who Dak Prescott is. There you go, Danny Cannell.
There you go, mate. Yep. And that's what that means. It means
That's
Dak
what it
Prescott
means.
is Danny Cannell. Now you understand. Okay,
There you
well,
go.
on the subject of the Giants, let's go to the Giants. They're facing the
Great
Commanders
segue.
at home this weekend, where Daniel Jones still has yet to throw a touchdown in like 1,000 days or something.
Yeah,
like
at
that.
least.
I just not gonna look. Who cares?
Yup.
Anyway, since Daniel Jones can't throw a TD at home, well, we had to come up with a solution, and well, there's a perfect solution, isn't there, Tony?
Yeah. Since the Giants can't get out of that terrible contract with Daniel Jones, the only other option they have is to get the franchise out of that state.
Yep.
Well, why not send them to China? Think about it. We know when Daniel Jones went to Seattle, he looked like Daniel Marino.
Yep.
But if he went all the way to China, he'd look like Daniel LaRussa.
Yep.
And think about it. If they play in China, everyone on the team would literally be a giant compared to everyone living over there. It makes perfect sense if you ask me.
That makes perfect sense. Seems like the
Exactly.
Giants should have been playing in China all along. Would have
All
avoided
along,
all
the
this.
China Giants. There you go.
Well, yeah, but, to another failing team in New York. Let's talk about the Jets, Tony. ESPN's Mike Greenberg, the host of Get Up, which, again, is surprisingly not an infomercial for penis pills.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, he said the 2024 New York Jets will go down as, quote, the worst, most colossal and embarrassing failure in sports history. And, well, Tony, that's a little much, isn't it?
Yeah, if I had to rank all the failures in sports history, I wouldn't have the 2024 Jets at the top.
No.
I would have the 2022 Jets as number one, followed by the 2023 Jets, and then the 2024 Jets.
Yep.
And then, of course, all the Knicks teams with Carmelo Anthony.
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
Great breakdown there, Tony. Well, now to some QB drama in Indianapolis. Usually the team that nobody cares about or even knows is still in existence. But
exactly.
That is until this week when they benched their quarterback, Anthony Richardson, for Joe Flacco because Richardson pulled himself out of the game.
Yeah.
He was tired and needed to catch his breath. And, Tony, people are saying this is a surprise, but it's not a surprise at all.
No. Anyone who's been paying attention to the Colts, which understandably nobody does because they're a boring humdrum franchise, they all know that when you're a Colts quarterback, it's completely normal to take yourself out of a game. Look at Andrew Luck. He took himself out of the game forever. And so did Phillip Rivers. He went straight into retirement. And Matt Ryan left the game and headed straight to CBS. So learn your history first.
Yeah, exactly. It's such a shame in this country how people are forgetting their history.
Ignore history.
Yeah. Anyway, before we can get to our guest, he can wait. Just a quick word. People, they keep coming up to us and asking, hey, why aren't you on Cameo? Well, there's a reason for that. You see, we own a cell phone and don't need to pay some company to send a message.
No.
Okay?
Why?
Idiots. Anyway, so look, if you want us to send a special message to someone, maybe you tell them, you want to get married, or maybe you tell them to fuck off forever. Maybe it's a bris and, you just cut off most of the penis, like our producer has half a penis. Now the baby does. You can send a special message. So just email the show, Paulie and Tony Fusco Show @gmail.com. And hey, we'll, maybe get to it depending on how much you pay us. The offer starts at $99 per second. Okay. Anyway, Tony, all right, I see our guest is coming on the line. So let's bring him on the Fusco Satellite Network.
Fusco Satellite Network.
All right, this guy. He hosts what we call a rival show, although we are winning that rivalry hands down. I mean, look at him. He's probably nervous right now. He's never had an audience this big for his own show. Doesn't know what to do. His podcast is called Yankees Unloaded. Yankees Unloaded. So you can only imagine how small the audience is for that show. All right. Anyway, coming to us from New York, where all the World Series action and lack of action is happening, Gary Sheffield Jr. Welcome to the show.
Boys, how we doing? We actually won a game, so we're not dead yet.
And that's accurate as of today, Wednesday, and probably Thursday and Friday too.
Where in New York are you? Yeah. I'm just curious.
I'm in Phoenix.
Wait a second. You're in Phoenix. Wait, we brought you on because we thought you were in touch with the team.
Yeah, no, people with sense, they tend to move out of New York and LA. They head back to Phoenix, Texas, and Florida, all the states with sun. You guys don't enjoy sun?
We enjoy information, bro. What
Philly,
can you tell us? You're not even there.
Are
we here to talk about the Diamondbacks Unloaded?
Yeah.
Why do you host a Yankees podcast if you're in Arizona?
Yeah.
Because they have a desert of not winning? Is that the connection there?
Yeah, only had a dad that played for the team. So that's the only connection.
Wait a second. Gary my stupid producer didn't put that in the notes. You got to put that in the notes.
Is your dad the player Gary Sheffield?
Didn't tell you, huh?
Nobody told us. Well, we have this useless producer back there.
We just thought that was your name, bro.
You got to make that connection. All right. Oh, I see. I get it now.
Okay.
I don't look like them to you guys?
Now that you mention it, I didn't know if your dad was like Gary Sheffield, like the painter, or, like working at the deli counter. I didn't know, or the accountant or something.
Gary, very popular name in 2024.
Yeah, exactly, very bro. Popular. So, but now that you mention it.
I see the resemblance.
So
you grew up around that team. What are we talking about? Mid-90s there? You were in New York hanging out there?
We're talking early 2000s. We're talking 2004. 05, 06.
Oh, I was close. Yep.
All right. So were you born?
Somewhat.
You were born in New York? Or where were you born?
No, I was born here.
Oh. In Phoenix.
Arizona.
Okay.
Right.
So you do know nothing. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, maybe we should have gotten the Gary Sheffield, the real one.
Yeah, our producer should have known. Yeah.
All right.
Exactly.
Anyway,
However,
we'll work
I did attend the 01 World Series, which was played here. It was finished here, as you guys know. And the Diamondbacks won the World Series. So, I was sitting in center field for that game.
Oh.
It was rough. But I think at the time I was actually rooting for the Diamondbacks, so not so rough.
You were so wait. Okay,
so you were
rooting for the Diamondbacks. Do your Yankee fans know this about you, that you're a Diamondbacks fan?
That you're a traitor?
Yeah.
I think having a family member participate with the team is the ultimate cop-out. of you get to be a fan. If your dad plays for the team, if your mom is, plays for some Olympic sport or plays for a team in general, you get to be a fan of that team. It's essentially a get out of jail free card. And I get a chance to be a Yankees fan without being called bandwagon.
Well, Tony's mom did hook up with Franco Harris, so that's why we're pot stealers,
Yeah, bro.
Now, look, this is very confusing for our audience. We're recording this on Wednesday, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Because we're going to be watching the game tonight. By that, we mean the Sixers-Pistons game, because this series is over. It's done. So just what is your reaction to the Yankees losing the series?
Well, I mean, technically speaking, chances are this series is over.
100%
If you go
chance.
down 3-0, you're basically cooked. But I will tell you, in 2004, when Boston came back against the Yankees, I would have told you then, this series is over. So I'm not
all right.
change
We
my
know
thing.
that's you're going to be your example, but hold on. That whole Red Sox team was on steroids. So you're saying this Yankees team is juicing?
There was David Ortiz. There's Manny Ramirez. They're great. They're great players, and not just great players. These are great players who were playing great at the time. Aaron Judge is not playing great baseball. So
right. So it's a mistake for him not to be on steroids. Is that what you're getting at?
Shouldn't he get on steroids?
Well, you think if it's going to make us come back, it's any means necessary at this point.
There you
but
go.
The point really is that the Yankees have to take this like it is today's game only.
You mean yesterday's game?
We are playing a Wednesday night game. Garrett Cole on the mound. They're throwing Jack Flaherty. You have to feel like we can win this game. And then once that game's over, this show is not going to say that Friday night game.
No.
You both won't say
No, because it's editing the show because it's already over.
Is it over tonight?
Yeah. He's holding out hope. Right. It's very sad to see.
Exactly.
He wants another. All right, but
we
look,
get it,
let's talk about the main story here.
The big story
The big
here.
story, of course. And the only moment of this series worth talking about, the two fans in the stands. Heroes.
Okay.
Ripping the ball out of Mookie Betts' glove as he attempted to catch it.
No.
We've done that in the past,
but at Phillies games,
right? And unfortunately, it was during a preseason game, so it didn't count. It would get the attention that it deserved. But you saw these guys ripping the ball out of their hands. How impressed were you as a Yankees podcaster with these brave heroes?
What they did,
Well, I was surprised by the nerve because a lot of people, outsiders of New York, are probably thinking, "What in God's name is this guy doing?"
Maybe you.
Like, what is he thinking? Well, I'm here to tell you right now, it is pure adrenaline, pure nerve, and that's the way I put it online. It's just nerve. And people in New York, it's great. They're great people over there in the Northeast, but they do have the nerve to do what their mind tells them in the moment. And that's what that was. So some people took it as he's trying to hurt a player. I took it as desperation. Desperation for that ball not to be caught. And unfortunately, it didn't go his way.
No.
Yeah, but also, unfortunately, he's been kicked out of Yankee Stadium.
Which is wrong.
I believe.
Which is wrong, because he should be able to hurt a player. For the price of admission that he was playing, shouldn't that be included?
Yeah, $4,000, $5,000 that should get you one free shot at least.
Gladiator, gentlemen. Yeah, it's not Gladiator. You don't get to jump on the field and hurt players. It's just not the way it goes.
No, but they didn't jump on the field. He jumped
into their seat, which they paid for.
Yeah.
They paid for that seat.
Exactly, bro.
No, I'm sorry, gentlemen. It just doesn't work that way. I would love to agree with you.
Oh, you would?
I enjoyed the play. Yeah, I would.
Okay.
Oh, well, how'd you like me to kick you out of your seat? Would you like that?
Exactly.
Guess what? I'd like
they
to
got
know.
banned from the stadium, and guess what's about to happen to you, bro?
I take back what you just said, or guess what? We're going to be selling your seat to a ghost. Go ahead.
I'm late for lunch already.
No. We're late, Tony. Guess what?
Because
we're late to kick you and get you Yankee.
Guess
Yanked
what?
off the show.
Guess what?
Get out of here.
Sheffield, more like Chef Boyardee. You canned off the show. You're done off the show.
Fusco Satellite Network.
Is he off the line?
Jay, hang up the phone.
I don't know if he can do that. I mean, he can't even write that the guy is the son of an MLB player in the bio.
What are you doing?
How are we supposed to know
back
that?
There?
You bring on a guy. Let's say we bring on a Barry Bonds. How do I know it's not just like Barry who works in Bonds?
Guy, the Bond. Yeah, exactly. They get out of jail place. What are you even doing, bro?
What do you do?
What do you do? What,
All right.
Why do you exist?
Anyway, let's just move on. All right, look, let's wrap the show. Let's not let this ruin a terrific show. Of course,
Exactly.
don't forget to
Wait,
email
wait,
us
wait,
if you
wait,
want to
wait, hold on,
personalize.
hold on.
What are you doing still talking?
Are you kidding me, bro?
What do you want?
Producer Jay, what?
Corrections.
What? Go.
Go.
You said Dak Prescott is basically former Giants QB Danny Cannell in 1998 because they have the same stats through week 8.
Numbers never lie, bro.
It's called math, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, but those are also the same stats as Eagles quarterback Ron Jaworski in 1981. So you're saying Ron Jaworski is as bad as Dak?
No. What I'm saying is that when it comes to producing, you're the Jaworski.
And after the show, I'm going to run you over with my car.
Oh,
What? Hold on.
What? Go.
You said Daniel Jones hasn't thrown a touchdown at home in 1,000 days.
Yeah, around there.
Yeah, only a nerd would keep track of that.
It's been about 670 days, so you're off by about a year. If you're going to bring up stats, you should be accurate.
Oh, don't worry. I'm going to be accurate when I fire my rocket launcher at your apartment building.
Yeah, you remind me of Daniel Jones. You haven't scored in a very long time.
Oh, great one,
you're
Tony.
done.
Oh, and
Let's
this,
get outta here.
talk about long time. It's been a long time coming, but finally booked for next week. Super Bowl hero, Eagles legend, future Hall of Famer Nick Foles will be here.
Wow, that's
Hey, don't
huge.
forget, go rate and review this
Yup.
show on Apple
Buy all the merch,
Podcasts,
too.
and go to our merch store and
Yup.
buy up all the merch at Tony.
Buy it all,
Great
bro.
job as always.
Same to you, Paulie. Another flawless show.
There you go. See you people next week.
See ya.